Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome back. Hello, Boulder. Hello, Delta. Belayed Vap, Huey of the Dead, Mecha Ninja, the original Stumbles, TM, 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 TM. Modal, thank you for redeeming Hydrate and Big Stretch and Emote Chat and Uncle John's Bathroom Reader Facts. What has gotten into you today, Modal? Dare I ask? Oh my god, Whooper Trooper. Hello, Togemus. Hello to you too. It's Smander time. Hello, Lonely Tuatara. Take a gander at the Salamander, for it's no Charmander nor a Bernie Sander. Oh boy, you're getting plasma drawn tomorrow. That's exciting. Hello, Mirror Hall Clay. We are so stupid tonight, says Modal. Modal is bonkers today. It's Modal, that's explanation enough. A scam Mars took so many people steals money by walking downstairs, sending it through a messenger board to call it condescending, condor sending con. Oh my god. Boulder says suck beans. I will, Boulder, thank you. Godspeed. Is Vaporeon considered a salamander, says Souvenir? Okay, let's go ahead and read some bathroom facts, since Modal immediately redeemed it. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. This is from the section, The History of Crash Test Dummies. This story is called Tough Sledding. Rather than conduct such tests from an aircraft, the U.S. Air Force used testing facilities at the Holloman Air Force Base in the New Mexico desert, and later at Muroc Air Force Base, now Edwards Air Force Base in Southern California, using rocket-powered sleds on standard gauge railroad tracks. Stapp, or another volunteer, would strap himself onto the seat of the rocket sled, then blast off down the track. Once it reached maximum speed, the sled would brake rapidly, subjecting the volunteers to rapid deceleration to see how well their bodies tolerated the stress of coming to a sudden, violent stop. Different configurations of pilot seats and harnesses were tested. Stapp is the name of the guy in the story. Stapp took his first ride in the winter of 1947 through 48, reaching a speed of 90 miles an hour before slamming to a halt. Over the next 7 years, he subjected himself to another 28 more test runs, increasing the top speed with every test. First to 150 miles per hour, then to 200, and up from there. As the speeds increased, so did the risk of injury or even death. In the later, faster, and more violent tests, Stapp suffered severe headaches, blackouts, and concussions. He also cracked ribs and broke his left rib twice, and had 6 fillings in his teeth pop out. Edit stream title, Hamster Huey and the Gooey Kablooey with a salamander. This is just like Calvin and Hobbes. You're so right. But the worst sled ride of all was Stapp's very last one. On December 10th, 1954, his sled accelerated from 0 to 632 miles per hour in 5 seconds, which is faster than a .45 caliber bullet fired from a pistol. Then he braked to a complete stop in 1.4 seconds. In the process, Stapp broke the world land speed record, which has since been broken many times, and earned himself the nickname the fastest man alive. He also broke the record for the greatest amount of voluntary deceleration, 46.2 Gs, or 46.2 times the force of gravity, which is the equivalent of crashing into a wall at 120 miles an hour. That record has never been broken. Stapp holds it to this day. He paid a price for it. He broke both of his wrists, suffered 2 collapsed lungs, and his eyes nearly popped out of their sockets, which he described as feeling somewhat like the extraction of a molar without anesthetic. So many blood vessels burst on his retina that he was temporarily blinded. His vision returned later the same day, but Stapp had been so concerned about being permanently blinded that in the days leading up to the test, he practiced getting dressed in the dark just in case. By taking the risk, he demonstrated that pilots could survive the equivalent of ejecting from an aircraft traveling 1,000 miles per hour at an altitude of 35,000 feet, and that when properly restrained, they could withstand sudden deceleration up to 45 Gs. What a freak. That's what I have to say. Do you think the townsfolk will find Hamster Huey's severed head? Oh man, it's so beautiful. I always loved that plot line with Calvin and his dad. For anyone who didn't read Calvin and Hobbes, Calvin, the kid in the story, always has his dad read him a bedtime story, but he really irritates his dad after a while because he keeps on requesting the same story called Hamster Huey and the Gooey Kablooey, and his dad hates it. So later in the series, he starts making up grim details that happen in the story. Hamster Huey and the Gooey Kablooey, but with salamanders. A watercolor experience. Well, there we go. That's the kind of stream description that I really stand by, because no one can make anything of it. The silly is everywhere tonight. Oh my god. Excellent choice, Blade. The bathroom reader fact sounds like a normal day at any engineering college. That guy's a badass. He suffers for his art, literally willing to become blind to do it. Hamster Huey and the Salamander Commander. I have too many joints, says Blade. You might. I'm starting to think you might. Whew, so welcome back, everybody. I am doing a character design stream tonight, as I'm sure you've noticed. This is a salamander character that I'm creating. Her name is Sally Mander. First name Sally, last name Mander. She is the owner and head chef at a restaurant that specializes in mandwiches, which are sandwiches made with mushrooms. As you can see, she's got her mushroom, she's got her cooking spoon, she's got her rolling pin, her apron. She's ready to go. Modal knows all about Sally Mander. Sally Mander is for a project that I'm working on, and I wanted to start getting some serious designs down in my records here. Oh my god, I love this song. Wait, hang on. There we go. My camera's like hanging over my desktop right now, and it was like blocking the folder I needed to click on, so I was just clicking blindly in the dark for it. I was just like that guy, if you think about it. I'm just like him for real. I should have practiced painting in the dark, just in case. So Salamander is based off of the red salamander, which is a real species of salamander. You're too late, Delta. I am Mushwitch certified. Mushrooms! Before Blade says anything. You know, until you said that, I didn't realize they were called panel joints in this chat. Awful sandwiches. She's so got her mushroom. Well, I think they're probably not awful if you're like the kind of creature that lives in the slime and under logs and stuff. I hate mushrooms, says Delta. You so are bestie, you should turn off the light right now. It's her, we love her. All this new New Horizons music is giving me comforting, unnerving flashbacks from playing the game all night in 2020. Yeah, this game has like, I don't want to say bad vibes, but it's definitely got weird associations. The game itself is a delightful feeling game, but yeah, I definitely remember just kind of thinking my life was over at the time I was playing it, so what can you do? Okay, there we go. Got all my little tabaroonies open. Okay, I want to start a painting. So red salamanders are really gorgeous critters. They have very, very, very bright reddish orange skin. So I'm just gonna start by getting that down. They have black spots all over their bodies. They're kind of like the classic salamander that you think of if you think of salamander at all, which you should. It'll improve your life if you do. I think I'm just gonna start with like the orangier part of the critter and go from there. And I'll do like darker red more on the back area, I reckon. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for it. Why hesitate? Sometimes you just have to seize the day. And I don't know whether these designs will end up being official for the project that I'm working on, or if I will end up changing them later, but sometimes you just need to start testing stuff out and see if you like how it looks. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. So she's got very fat little hands. Salamanders have that funny thing that some reptiles do where like the base of their arms and legs is really skinny, but then like the end of the foot is really fat and chunky. It's very cute. There's the lower jaw. And then let's just get the rest of her kind of neck. They're very like pudgy and squishy looking, which is adorable. They look a lot like they were sort of like an animation design for like a movie, but they look like they're not realistic. Like you look at it and you're like, that's not what that animal looks like, and then you look it up and it's exactly what that animal looks like, and I really like that in an animal. So Sally as a character is very bright, very upbeat, very cheerful, maybe a little excitable. So I kind of have her smiling so much that her eye is getting like pushed up a little bit by her big smile. I really get that vivid life across. There's like the top of her eye. And then the beautiful schnoz. Gotta get that like rounded nose like a frog. There we are. Looking good. Oh, she fine. I'm definitely gonna be one of those nights where I check in on the chat at weird random intervals. You'll just have to bear with me. Just gonna clean up a little bit there. I've drawn her with a little bit more like pronounced elbows and knees that salamanders don't actually have, but I thought it would be cute if you could kind of see that she's a little pudgy and she's got the like elbows that stick out a little bit. It just looks very cute to me. There's her little fingers. You can see the really thick end of the arm. Spent quite a while looking up like medieval aprons on Google, trying to find an apron that didn't look like it was like extremely modern. It's kind of a weird thing to Google. I didn't get a lot of hits, I have to say. I also just kept getting like AI generated pictures of salamanders that were like horrifying abominations that were just combinations of like frogs and other reptiles. And that wasn't very helpful. Had to do the whole like before 2022 thing in my search to actually get results that were like real photos of animals. So pretty cool how the internet has just gotten deeply cooked. And not in like the cool way, in like the bad way. Alright, there's her little hand, and she's got like almost doing the like pinky out to be fancy. There we go. And then I get the little, like, her back here. And she's not wearing, like, any clothes other than the apron, and I'm really hoping that won't look weird. This is a little too late now. I did try drawing pants on her, I want you to know. I really did try. I put pants on her a couple different ways, and it looked very bad, and I did not like it. Okay, let me catch up on the chat here. She's so got her mushroom. What is that? I do not know what that noise is that I'm hearing right now. I think it's a kid doing something outside. It's always mysterious around here. Let's see. Vap, you sweet summer child, your life is just beginning. I'm back, what is this, says Boulder. I'm designing a salamander. Kiwi says, I love the front-facing salamander. Oh, I got distracted there. I was trying to figure out, like, the anatomy there of, like, this one. Like, how long should their torso be? How long is funny and how long is creepy? And I'm not sure if I figured that out, honestly. Maybe it's a little column A, a little column B. A man-to-witch artist. Somewhere in the world there's pictures of me holding a wet fistful of salamanders. 2 cubes of sand. Where do salamanders rank on the VAP amphibian tier list? They're pretty high up. What animals are amphibians? Let me think. I can't even think of what they would be. Amphibians. Let me just look it up. Obviously frogs, salamanders, newts, toads, axolotls, giant salamanders, hellbenders. Well, actually, looking at this list, they might be at the top. Oh my god, there's a frog called the edible frog. Say it ain't so. Ooh, caecilians. What is this? Whoa, look at this guy. I don't even know what that is, but apparently that's an amphibian. And I love him. Let's see. Does it give you hope and peace, knowing that after all humans are gone from the planet, the fungi will inherit the earth? It honestly does. Seize the means of production. Melancholy and the infinite sandness. Oh, you mean my Shoyu? He smiles a lot, but he's probably more shy than Sally. I realized, when did Twitch make it so you can actually use follower emotes in other chats when you subscribe? I remember that not being a thing. I don't know. I saw a shirt with that album cover on the other week and contemplated sending it to you. Oh gosh, oh heck. There's a bear with fab. Hello, Flare! It's so garbage. The AI search results are the worst. They really are. They make it very hard to learn animal anatomy for drawing, which is frustrating, because it wasn't easy to begin with. Mushroom sandwich. Weirdly cursed seeing that random lady fly across the screen. I was trying to research medieval churches for a set design from a comic, and let me tell you, that brought me a lot of weird AI shit. Yeah, Toby was telling me the other day about how he ended up on a page, the wiki page for wooden spoons. And then I went down the wooden spoon wiki page rabbit hole. Flares, same, so random. I'm so great at being alive at the explosive popularity and subsequent dystopian decline of the internet, right everyone? Right? Found good stuff eventually. Did you give her a shotgun like you did with your Clefable Doodles? God, I should. Hang on. Let's give this one, I feel like this one deserves a shotgun. Let's see, how would a frog hold a shotgun? A question I ask myself on the daily. You guys are about to see how much I know about guns, which is not much. Okay, so there's like the trigger goes here. And then there's like some other stuff that goes here. And then the hand is just gonna go up like this. And then this hand would come down over this part. Yeah, that's a gun, probably. I don't know what guns look like. She's an indecent salamander. How unladylike. Hello, Ika. How are you? I'm doing swell. It's me. I'm the noises, Toby. Chat, I lost my credit card. Oh no! Chat, what should Flare do? Have you seen the game trailer of Amber Isle? It's Animal Crossing with dinos and Power World. Yes, I have seen it. It's very cute. I legit love her goofy little face. It's cute. I'm gonna take that as a sign from a higher power to stop spending money. I'm part amphibian. Axolotl is me. Turtles aren't amphibians. I only remember that because of Over the Hedge. I love Olms. My favorite frog is the mountain chicken. That's a toad, though. A fun fact about me is my internet handle comes from a children's song about the different types of reptiles and amphibians. It was part of a stage show the local marine biology university used to put on every year for Ocean Day. That seemed relevant. The Wooden Spoon wiki page is a real good one. What have I done? I love this one that is linked on that page. What is a treen? A generic name for a small handmade functional household objects made of wood. Oh, wow. So like a snuff box. Does she actually have a shotgun? No, she does not. Not canon. I was making tiny flowers for a pixel out there and I had to make sure the images are from nature websites and not AI. It's so annoying. One fear. A frog would hold a shotgun after he rooms it first. She'll give you a $5 footlong of lead if you don't pay. Sally has chosen violence. I'm getting Kermit the Frog with gun vibes. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. I need to get a grip. Okay, so I think amphibian is water and land, but they usually need water, or like moisture at the very least. Reptiles can be dry, boys. That's what I seem to remember anyways. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure reptiles can be dry desert boys, like a Gila monster. That's not an amphibian for sure. He simply would not go in the water, even if he had the choice. That would be very yucky for him, I think. remember at the high school that I went to, there was a big piece of property behind the football field called the back half. And the back half is just like a wooded area with some like walking trails through it. And I used to go out to the back half a lot. And it was just kind of like woodsy and kind of nice out there. And after it rained, it would get really soggy. So I used to go back there and pick up logs. And there were little, I think they were actually newts. I don't think they were salamanders, but there was some kind of amphibian that would live under the logs. And they would curl up into like these adorable little spirals. They were just like little brown guys. And they'd curl up into a little spiral when you picked them up. And then I would just kind of look at them and then put them back. And I really liked them. I remember when I first saw one, I thought it was a worm because they have such tiny little arms and legs that you can like barely see them unless you look really closely. But they were super cute. Can't remember what it was. Some kind of like California something. And they were not toxic, by the way, because we do actually have a species of salamander here in good old Southern California that has skin that'll really mess you up. But this was not that type, I made sure. I have seen that type before though. There's a series of waterfalls near my hometown that I think is called, there's one called 3 Falls and one called 7 Falls, kind of up in the mountains, and certain times of year you can like hike up there, and there are pools that you can see the salamanders swimming around in, and those ones are the toxic ones. But they look so touchable. It's truly one of God's little tests. They really look like you should touch them. They're like so squishy and adorable. They're just right there, and you're just like, oh, it's free real estate. I could touch this creature so effortlessly. I guess that's why they're toxic. They're so cute. I continue to have a good old time in Baldur's Gate. It's great. Baldur's Gate 3. We are almost, I think, to the end of Act 1. We got in a really hard boss fight a couple days ago, and we didn't realize that there's like a built-in way that you can cheese it. I won't spoil it for anyone who's gonna play the game, but we were just running at this boss over and over again, and he has like 300 HP, and Clay was like, no, we can do it, we can't give up, like we can do this, and we kept like going back and buying potions and equipping new items and trying scrolls and just like trying so hard. And I think the farthest we ever got him down was we got him down to like 160 out of 300 health. But then he starts calling in like reinforcements. It was just a straight up nightmare, and I thought we were never going to beat him. And then all of a sudden I was like, hang on a second. I need to think about the environment we're in right now and whether it might have some clues as to how to do this fight. And sure enough, there's a way you can beat him in like 2 or 3 turns. So that was pretty funny. But I felt that really good feeling you get when you actually figure something out instead of looking it up. I will admit that I often fall prey to like trying a puzzle or a fight a couple times in a game and then being like, whatever, I'm just gonna Google it. Which is gotta be disheartening, I suppose, for game developers who put all the time into making these cool puzzles, and then it's all just on like Eurogamer or whatever. But this one I did figure out. I used my big swollen gamer brain, so that was awesome. And then the loot we got from it can't even be equipped by any of our characters, so it's basically just a trophy. But you know what? That's fine. Worth it. Baldur's Gate is an extremely good game. Yeah, I'm a complainer, but I am impressed by Baldur's Gate. I did not think I would be. Let me catch up here. Let's see. Toby says, important part of the stage show anecdote, it was performed by one lady who did all the singing and speaking and whatnot, and a person in a red-eyed tree frog suit. Aw, I want that job. After he ribs it. A mountain chicken is a frog and not a toad. Okay, I don't know the mountain chicken. Really glad AI image models are starting to train off their own data unintentionally. It's making the output worse. Thank God. Makes it easier to tell. It's canon! No, it's canon! After he ribs it. The frog did not speak, but was very physically expressive. Model collapse cannot happen fast enough. I need it yesterday. Absolutely agreed. An Elon monster vap? That's redundant. I'm making yarn tonight, taking a class for it. Ooh, I like that, like, rich velvet color. That's a great color. Eiko says, if you love frogs, you can watch Pio Kaeru channel on YouTube, filled with adorable frog videos. Is it like nature documentary or like animation? What is it? I noticed the shade of reddish orange you're using VAP. I got gift art of my shoiru. I got compliments, but someone called his scale color orange. He's really meant to be red. You ever get people confused about our watery colors? Yes, I definitely do. Orange and red have an interesting in-between point where it's truly a matter of opinion whether you see it as orange or red. I feel like that happens with blue and purple a lot. I frequently get into discussions in daily life where one person will say something's purple and one will say it's orange. And the truth is that, like, one person just has better color vision than the other person usually. I might know what kind of smander those are. Vaps is Toby. Let's see. Was it these guys? The rough-skinned new... No, I don't... Wait, are you talking about the poisonous ones? Or or toxic ones? Or the ones that were under the log? I think it was just straight up a California newt that I saw in my hometown. Is that the same thing as the rough-skinned newt? Ah, I just found the kind that I used to look at under the logs. A black-bellied slender salamander is the name of the little tiny guys with the tiny legs. They're really cute. I definitely recommend looking them up if you want to see a creature with the least feet ever. Let's see. What if I hate frogs? Who can I watch on YouTube then? You'll have to go to froghaters.net.gov for that. Knowing Katie, she would take the toxic salamander and use it as a microwavable dinner plate for decades. What is that? A spiral golden ratio, little guy. Foxes. It's true that dismantling a yarn network project is called frogging it. I am great. That's true, it is called frogging it. You could say I'm frogging it, and by it I mean my frog. Did you do anything fun with the characters, says Claire? What are we talking about? I've seen salamanders up here in the San Francisco Bay. They're all really small. I don't think there's any like that around here. Do you guys have those, banana slugs up in the bay? It's called that because you rip it. I had to Google how to solve the first puzzle in Skyrim. Which puzzle? The Golden Claw? The frog or the lady explaining and singing? This is important. You know where else you can watch frogs? If you watch Vaps VODs on the YouTube channel. I love that it's truly a Vaporeon VOD 737. I don't know why it has that in there. Thank you, Vap. The lady running the class is a ton of pre-dyed wool like that. She got for free a long time ago. She gave everyone a ton. It was awesome. Oh, that's great. Pico Kairo channel is a person who had frogs as pets. Oh, cool. That sounds nice. Salamanders as texty cups. Those guys rule. Have you seen the ant guy who builds massive terrariums and ecosystems? I think my ex recommended this channel to me recently. It's really funny. I think a couple different people have recommended the ant person to me. Katie's frogging her frog. Don't take it out of context. Frog. What happened to the first 736 Truly Vaporeon VOD channels? I'll never tell. I've seen banana slugs up here. They're absolutely massive. They're very rare to find, though. That makes sense. I was at I can't remember the name of that park, but the park that has the redwood trees that's up near the bay, and they're supposed to have banana slugs, but only during the rainy season. And of course I went there during summer and I did not see any, but that didn't stop me from looking. YouTube added numbers to the end of everyone's channels when they swapped the ad thing. Either that or you're sponsored by Boeing. Oh my god, that's the last company I would want to be sponsored by right now. Good lord, can you imagine? Okay, so what color should I make her apron? I want it to just be like a simple, solid color apron. I'm feeling like a bluish green, like almost like a seafoam, like a dark seafoam color. I don't know what you'd call that. Like a dark teal. Something that would like really contrast nicely with the color of her skin. I'm looking through my reference folder right now. I would show you guys, but this folder has nothing but spoilers for the project that I'm working on. But hey, you'll be glad to hear that actually today we started setting dates for when things will begin to go public for it. So we're aiming to start, I believe, at the end of next month, getting things out on social media to start getting ready for the Kickstarter. And then the Kickstarter, we would like to have it out in July. That is our current goal, but I've never done a Kickstarter before, so I get the impression it's the type of thing where you set a goal to have it out by, and then you realize that that goal is the most unrealistic thing you've ever decided to do. So we'll see what happens. I will aim for July though. So pretty soon you guys should actually be getting some hard information about what the heck is going on around here. Let's see. Yeah, teal. Everyone agrees. It is teal time. Swampdookie. One of their plants hits the ground as it bounce and go boing. Turquoise? If you were drawing a frog Pokemon, which one would you draw first? I love Greninja. I really do. Greninja's... I was obsessed with Greninja for a couple years. They only add the numbers at the end if you didn't manually set your username when you're rolling it out. For example, I got to keep Mirror Hall Clay over there. Interesting, okay. Vibrates with excitement. I forgot you're even working on a secret project. I don't blame you. It's taken a lot longer than I thought. But I have been working on it we're coming up on a year pretty soon, so it's gonna be good. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 song. What is that? Extremely happened to us at the Spider Forest Anthology Kickstarter. Yeah, all the guides that I've read about Kickstarters have basically said that the last thing that you want to do is try to rush to get it out the door, because it's going to be harder and more complicated than you thought, and things will come up that you did not anticipate, and that kind of thing. So I'm guessing I'm probably going to hire a manager for it, basically, because it is going to be of the scope that I really just don't have that type of experience, and I want it to be good. So that's one of the things I really need to seriously start looking into and talking to people about. In fact, if you guys know anyone who manages or runs Kickstarters, shoot me a DM, just on the off chance you do. Done a lot of reading about it, but I would really rather not just kind of wing it doing it myself, so I've got my plate pretty full. Yeah, this is a nice color. I like this type of color because it both looks natural but also very vivid. It doesn't look like it's made with modern dyeing techniques quite so much as some colors do. I don't actually know if this color would have been possible to make in ye olde times, but to my limited knowledge, it looks somewhat natural. I'm getting very close to being done with the official canon Sir Arthur Conan Doyle Sherlock stories. I've got, I think, maybe 4 hours left out of the 60-something. And I think the funniest thing that I've learned that I never knew, because everyone I think has some cultural knowledge of Sherlock because he's such a famous character. So I knew a handful of things about him, but obviously I didn't know he did coke. That was very funny to find out. But I also didn't know that Sherlock has a brother who is as smart as he is, and sometimes implied to be smarter. But he's literally just super lazy. He's just a big guy who just doesn't want to do detective work. So he just works for the government as basically a fact checker. They'll just go to him and be like, hey, tell me about this department. And he just memorizes information very well. And he can just tell them if something is true or not, and then they pay him for it, and that is it. And anytime he gets something that's too difficult or too tiring to work on, he'll just send a telegram to Holmes and be like, hey, this seems like a lot of work and I'd have to leave my house. Could you please do this for me? So, that's just very funny. I did not know about this in the popular depiction of Sherlock Holmes, and I really, really like him. Huge fan of Mycroft. Love the idea of a guy who's just the smartest man on earth and is just so goddamn tired he can't be bothered. He goes to like a gentleman's like social club, but like the only rule at the club is that you like can't talk to each other. And if you talk to someone, I think you have there's a 3-strike policy. If you talk to someone 3 times, you get kicked out permanently. So everyone just goes there to like quietly read newspapers. Oh, it's so based. Oh, that's funny. The green in this is not coming out at all on the camera. I promise this is closer to green than it is to blue. Let me catch up on the chat. Let's see. Toby says it was supposed to be April 15th. Oh, well, you didn't miss it by that much. It's only the 24th. And what, you guys got it out 2 days ago? That was really good. Got it out before the month finished. With all existing frog Pokemon, I haven't seen any of them with Ribbit in their name. I count the song beats out loud. Oh, yes, it is like that. Did you see the video I sent you last night? No, I haven't watched it yet. It's a smart strategy. Good luck with it. What does this salamander look like, Gex? I could try talking to someone from the Yacht Club games for advice and might be able to help point you in the right direction. Thank you, Boulder. That would be very handy. Flair says, is this a commission of sorts? It is not. This is a, I guess you could call it a personal project. It's for me. It would be. I've been looking this up for my Renfair outfit. Personally, I have no clue where to even start. I don't personally know anyone who does. That's understandable. How the heck am I making connections to game developers recently, says Boulder. I don't know. How are you? You can make a surprising number of colors out of toxic rocks and bugs. I've only backed 2 Kickstarters. One was about making an animated cinematic universe with public domain superheroes. The other was a hand-drawn anime OVA by Infinity Arc. Those do sound pretty cool. You could do that with a wood dye, I believe. Bunch of yellow natural dyes too. You're saying he's smarter than Sherlock? Yeah, pretty much. He seems to be, or at least like he has like a mind palace. I think that's the implication. He has just like an incredibly organized mind that can hold on to like more information than Sherlock's can. Even though Sherlock's better at putting together details. Mycroft is better at just like knowing stuff forever. It's just very funny. I don't know. Forgot ye old times colors. The vibes of certain colors is good enough. I've backed a lot of Kickstarters in my day, and I kind of having a lot of friends who print comics. That makes sense. Appreciate a guy who knows how to delegate. Mycroft rules. That's so funny. Is it spelled M-Y-C-R-O-F-T? Since I'm listening to it, I don't know how any of it is spelled. Kickstarter's a weird site, honestly. Maybe when I make my game, I'll skip it. Hey bro, I got a task that needs done. I don't have to put pants on. Can you do it for me? Gets back to watching Truly if they pour on stream. Hi Putsukoi, how are you? An anti-social club, if you will. Forgot what you said. Did you see the eclipse? I did. It wasn't very strong here in San Diego, but I did see it. Original character, Donut Steel. It was in the path of totality. I was wild. Oh, I'm so jealous. That's so cool. Delta says, you mean you're not getting paid for this? Shame on the person this is for. They should be paying you for the art. Well, after a manner of speaking, I suppose I'm paying for it because, I'm paying my rent. Whoops. I just tried to put in edible mushrooms because I want her holding a non-toxic mushroom, but it autofilled to like edible mushrooms in Southern California, and that's a little too specific for me. I don't want to start getting ads for mushrooms. What was it like being in the Path of Totality, Blade? I'm fine, how are you, Sis Boulder? I recently backed a Kickstarter for a Zelda 1 styled game. Ooh, that sounds dope. Clay backs a lot of Kickstarters for like various tabletop games and that kind of thing, which is cool. It's so weird how many shapes mushrooms come in. Just looking at pictures of mushrooms on Google. They're just doing anything out here. Mushrooms are so brave. It got dark like an evening in summer here. Not midnight dark, but kind of like blackish blue sky. That's cool. Wada is important. Hello, Box the Eevee. Thank you. I shall drink. I love water so much. It's so reliable. Okay, I think this mushroom is just going to be of the classic brownish tan fading into white variety because that's a very pleasing look for a mushroom. soft brown here. It's definitely darker up at the cap. And then I'm basically just gonna wash all the paint off my brush and just use the clear water to kind of let it fade down into the cap. Weirdest thing happened today. I was baking cookies this afternoon and all of them came out good except for one cookie which like swole up and like fell apart. I don't know what happened. The only thing I could think of is that there was some ingredient that a chunk of it like didn't get mixed up correctly in the batter. Like maybe there was like a ball of baking soda or something that like was hidden in a pocket of the cookie. It was the weirdest thing. Like a piece of it, like a little cap, like came off the cookie in the oven and like fell off of it. Of course, I ate some of it. It sounds really questionable after I explain it. I ate some of it to see if it tasted like off, and it didn't taste very good, but it wasn't like bad. It just tasted like kind of a mediocre piece of cookie versus all the other cookies I made were delicious. So I don't know. I haven't really had that happen before. Like I bake these cookies like every couple weeks. I'm very cookie pilled, you know? I just don't know how that happened. Just one messed up bloated cookie just kind of exploded. Nature is really something. Zigzagging topics here, but there's like a local brewing company called Belching Beaver, and they make a lot of different beers that are pretty popular here in San Diego. But they have this one beer that, like, even if you're not a beer person, it's pretty solid. It's called a peanut butter milk stout, I think is what it's called, and it's so freaking good. It really does taste like peanut butter and milk. Which are two of my favorite things in the world. Let me catch up here. Oh, thank you for redeeming. Ooh, big stretch. Also, modal. What's happening? Mecca gifted a gift sub. Mecca gifted a sub to Mirror Hall Clay. It is your 102nd gift sub in the channel. You're trapped here forever, Mirror Hall Clay. Welcome to my Hall of Mirrors. Thank you very much, Mecha Ninja. Drank. Are you doing well, Box the Eevee? Stretch your girly rat hand to that water, sister. On the subject of mushrooms, some goober had AI generated one and it said it was a tasty button mushroom, and people corrected that it looked more like a very poisonous one. That's so bad. We got something like 87% sun coverage here and the shadows got really weird. Wow. Did it get dark? I was thinking, why is that username so familiar? And then the emote answered immediately. Was it the Destroying Angel on Mecha? Where does the Romeo and Juliet Sherlock Gnomes fit into the Sherlock verse? Does he have a place there? Or is he like that weird guy at the bus station no one makes eye contact with? If they ever make like a Spider-Verse style Sherlock movie, they'll have to put in the Sherlock Gnome. Hi, Hyper! Laughing in the air vent with a toothpick. I know I've officially spun enough yarn that I gotta take it off the spindle and put it on a toilet paper roll. That, speaking of Destroying Angels, there's a fake one based on that type of mushroom. Whoa! I do like it a lot. That's really cool. What did I come back to? What did you eat? Vap! Cookie filled bake sale. I just ate a weird exploded cookie. What's the big deal? That was my first thought with that phrase, the terrible call in a recent baseball game that screwed over the Los Angeles Angels. Nature is really something is such a funny way to end the story. Sherlock's brother be like... Not do that. Very true. Thank you for the gift subs also, Mecha Ninja, to Kiwi of the Dead and Box the Eevee, bringing you up to 104. No one who enters this place may leave. I have my guardian at the door. People who raid just to get trapped. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Delta says, I'm a big beer person or not at all a beer person. AKA, I don't, oops, the stupid enter key. Milk from a Vaporeon girl who is lactose intolerant. I don't like anything hoppy, but I love wheat beers and sours. I agree with you there. I'm a really big fan of Japanese beers for that reason. I really don't like the hoppy IPA trend. I think it's gross. Delivery to California residents only. That's one of your favorite things? I know, I have to take Lactaid with it every time. Can't use the toilet paper roll for the yarn, because it looks like the maintenance guys threw out the one I had saved when they fixed the sink earlier. No! The pen will work. How are you doing, says Box? I'm doing quite well. I'm having a good day. It's really above and beyond for a maintenance guy. If it was any other day, I'd be really grateful. Probably thought he was doing you a favor. Congrats, just had a thought. You might need your water bottle on Tuesday. What does that mean? That's scary. Wait a second. Question, when is TwitchCon? I just put in my application today. Let me check. TwitchCon San Diego. It's at a different time than usual. It is September 20th through 22nd. It is usually in October. This year it is in September. So that's exciting. Really looking forward to that. Yeah, I put in my application. Clay also applied. This year we applied to have 2 booths next to each other, and then we're gonna take out the wall that divides them. So we're kind of gonna have like a mega booth, because frankly his dice business stuff is, it does so well, and that it draws such a crowd that we don't actually have enough space to split a booth anymore. So that's both convenient and inconvenient, which is funny. But yeah, we're just gonna have 2 booths next to each other. Or worst case scenario, they'll put us across from each other or something, so. I prefer German or Belgian style beers, at least for the wheat stuff. That makes sense. Getting my carpet cleaned. I just asked if they could throw it in as a part of my lease renewal, and they did it without question. Nice! That's pretty nice. If Wonder Song was a mystery, the Dream King would be the equivalent of Sherlock's brother. Don't ask who Sherlock would be. What a funky looking Charmander, says Fireball. Hello, Fireball, how are you? Can't find any Japanese beers in my local stores, but I've heard Sapporo is good. Kiwi, if you can ever get a hold of Kirin. Kirin is my all-time favorite beer. It's so good. They started carrying it at like Albertsons and Vaughn's out here, and it's the best. Thank you for the 100 bits, Mirror. If Hype Train could happen on this channel, there'd be one right now. They can happen on this channel. We are 27% of the way towards a level 2 Hype Train. It's a salamander for context. Did stream die for anyone else? Not for me, Delta. Pretty sure that was my internet. Oh no. Vivi's a little drooly pilled snooze cell. Time to tuck them in. Good night, Vivi! Had a Discord message that got stuck as unsent for a bit. Oh, Stumbles! Thank you for the gift sub to Shiny Seabass. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope that I get to see him again at TwitchCon this year. Good evening to these frog cupcakes only. Oh my god, they're drooling blood. They can't happen. I was late to the punch. I'm addicted to fabric glue. What does that mean? Kieran, I don't drink myself, but I know about that beer as I was obsessed with unicorns as a kid and looked up anything related to them. Bootsukoi, thank you so much for subscribing for 45 months. And Fireball, thank you for the 1 bit. We're now 55% of the way through a level 2 hype train. Much appreciated. 45 months. I feel like you should be able to collect a pension at that point. Get like a little silver medal for 45 years of service. 30 years, oh my god. 45 months of service. Twitch will not be around in 45 years. Let's be real. Okay, just cleaning up some of the pencil marks here. Berliner Weiss. I had back in college, a bunch from Athens, Georgia. I haven't had it since. Might get one. That'd be nice. I have not tried that before. Kieran as a mythical beast is unicorn adjacent. Did I stutter? Perhaps as Fireball. Aren't you able to get with it, Fab? Fabric glue is the new hip thing. Daisy noticed I have a string. I'm getting meowed at. Is it just glue that works on fabric? That's a stupid question, but bear with me. The only Kieran I'm familiar with is from Monster Hunter. The other was a local beer, one time seasonal, local brewery to seasonal saison that was like ginger and lemon. That does sound good. It does sound really good. I just love beer. I just love it. It's just such a friendly drink. I need to turn my brightness up a little bit here. I used to really not like it too. It just took a while, I think, for it to It was a taste that I really wanted to acquire, and I did eventually acquire it, so that was convenient for me. I think the inside of the mouth I'm going to make in the same family of color as what I've already been working with, but add a little bit of purple to make it more dark. Oh, something is happening. I will have to check in one moment. I'm glad I wasn't getting raided and then just meowed at them. Thank you for the gift sub, Mecha Ninja, 2 texty clips. It is your 105th. We are 83% of the way to a level 2 hype train. Oh my god. Bulger says, I've been drinking a lot of brake fluid often. My family says I'm addicted and have a problem. Not true, I can stop whenever I want. God, Whimsicott was working on his fancy car the other day. He had to buy some part, and the company that he bought it from is called Evil Energy, and their logo is like a little demon. Have you been drinking the Evil Energy brake fluid? Decided to check the brewery site for the name of the beer. Well, the line they keep swapping the actual beer for. Mecha, thank you for the gift sub to insert name original here. We are 100% of the way through the level 2 hype train. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It actually ruins fabrics as Fireball. Then why is it called that? Saison de Trahison. I don't know how to pronounce that, Delta, but it does sound good. The current one seems to be that exact one. I might have to pick some up. Just an old webpage. Current one is cranberry and orange pale. Ooh, that sounds good. I think you did, Blade. You told me about it with the octopus. Sounds really good, but the lemon zest and ginger was amazing. The best restaurant, the best restaurant. You telling me meowing at Raiders is not a viable strategy? Well, it might be viable, but it's also embarrassing. Just kidding, it bonds fabric pieces together so they stick together. Okay, that makes more sense. Meowing at Raiders is the meta, though. Mecha's a literal and figurative machine. Been to a brewery in San Diego? I think I've been to a couple. Fireball, thank you for the 94 bits. There, no one is allowed to leave. I guess I did. For those curious, the local brewery in question is called Saltfire. We are 14% of the way through a level 3 hype train. 3, my lord. Yeah, I've been to a bunch of belching beavers here. We've got those all over the place. And those are fun because you can like see right into the back where they have all like the brewing equipment. It's just kind of out on the floor. I really like that. I think that's cool. Sorry, I'm just trying to get pictures of salamander eyeballs to get a good reference. They have really cool looking eyes. They have like the black pupil in the middle, which is kind of your standard like amphibian pupil. But then they have like a cool like black line that like radiates outward. And I want to make sure I get it right. Yeah, their eyes are almost like gold. God, these are such cool animals. I'm just gonna do the eye itself first in that like bright gold color. It's so cool looking. Something has happened. Let me get this eyeball painted first and then I will find out what has happened. There's so many kinds of eyes in the world. Did you guys see the bloody horses running through the streets of London today? I feel bad for laughing because one of the horses did get scraped up, but it is okay. They checked it over with the vet. Horses just bleed a lot, honestly, especially when they're running because their hearts can pump so much blood. But yeah, I guess some military horses got out during a rehearsal today and were just running through London, and one of them hit a car, like a parked car, and cut itself. So it was like this white horse just covered in blood running through London, scaring the crap out of people. It's just, there's something about it. Let's see. Fireball, thank you for sharing 106 bits, and thank you Delta for the 100 bits to keep the train going. We are 23% of the way through a level 3 hype train. If Fireball and Delta have to push this train with their bare hands, they'll make it happen. Let's see. Oh, Creature Comforts. That's a very cute brewer name. Just in case the rest of you must suffer with me. I got a cafe going, I dressed the servers in those bandanas over your head, and I call it rags and relaxation. The shrimp simp, yes! I forgot about that. I ran out of ideas for that one. Looked awesome though, and it's got music. I heard about it. Breathe the forces, release the force. I work at a brew pub. We have a small brewing room off the dining floor. The only guy who knew how to actually operate the machines left the country, so we don't use them anymore. Are they just sitting there? Majestic, poetic, chaotic. Where do sick horses go when they get sick? To the hospital. I've only been down to SoCal myself a couple times. Once when I was a baby, which I don't remember, and another time to see Rush during their R40 tour. Oh my god, that sounds awesome. I would love to see Rush. Just kidding, they go to the back of the barn. The horse is bleeding! Thank you for cheering 100 bits, Blade! And Boulder, thank you for the Uncle John's bathroom reader. The bloody horse incident is like the Statue of Liberty being hit by lightning level omen material. Yeah, I saw a tweet that really made me laugh. That was like, hey, I can't remember. Is it supposed to be good luck or bad luck if you see bloody horses running through the streets of London? I think I was more willing to accept the supernatural. I'd take a black horse and a white horse drenched in blood running through the streets as an omen. Saw this the other day. Do you hear about the athletic bodybuilder who decided to become a doctor rep? They call him the Jockdor. Wow, that's really funny, Delta. Okay, let's read a fact. Okay, here are some... Oh no, I can't read that. That's not appropriate. Try a different one. Oh no, that one's bad too. Okay. Ooh, here's a bunch of weird Canada facts. Also, thank you guys for the hype train. We made it 29% of the way to a level 3 hype train. 7 subs, 501 bits. Everyone's stuck here forever. I'm nailing shut the lid on the box that is our hangout box. Let's read the weird Canada facts. Here's one. Ashley Young was driving her kids to school in Saskatoon one morning in November 2021 when her son announced that he had just spotted a moose inside the school. Quote, and of course I'm like, no, there's not a moose. What are you talking about? And he said, I'm not kidding. He really wasn't. The moose was in a community room used for student drop-offs. According to the Saskatchewan Ministry of Environment Inspector Steve Dobko, his office had been receiving calls about the moose all morning. Apparently it wandered into the neighborhood, and after getting spooked by barking dogs, it crashed through a window and remained in the community room for hours, even while students started to arrive. Animal control officers safely tranquilized the moose and returned it to the wild. That's awesome. The fact is just but over and over for the whole page. One of them was one of the facts I couldn't read was an inappropriate fact about dogs, and the other one was about the death penalty. So both things that I don't think Twitch wants me to read. And you know, in this one case, I'm with them. I don't want to read that. There's her little belt loop thingy. I love watercolor. What a great medium. It's just paint that's wet. They just looked at paints that were less wet and said, ooh, get that paint wet. I'm inclined to agree. Oil paint, not wet enough. Acrylic paint, still not wet enough, but it's getting there. Okay, so there's the basic pupil. I want to get the tongue. I'm going to make it slightly pink. Not quite as reddish orange as the rest of the body to give it a little bit of like visual difference. I think that would be nice. Just a little bit pink. And then pretty soon we're gonna start making her like really orange, because right now she's kind of a pale orange. Let's see, we've been locked in Vap's basement. My like art basement where I force you to watch me draw pictures. How many panel joints for the restricted bathroom fact? How How are several of the very first facts he found too vile for our ears? I snorted and choked on my orange juice. Moose are terrifying. Not even grizzlies will mess with them. They are very big. Oh boy. Dogs and death penalties. Fun for the whole family. Anyone who refuses to pet a dog should get the death penalty. Only orca can actively try to hunt them. And orca are also scary. A moose ran through our high school's parking lot once. First period physics and some kid just shouts, "Moose!" and runs to the window. That's awesome. Introducing the newest member of the Varpet, Color Varpet. Watercolor dared to say, what if we made these moists more moist? Painted with 100% ethically sourced watercolor pigments. I'm not sure you know about the moose mounties from a while ago, Fab. That isn't ringing a bell, no. The moose mounties? The moose mounties, that's a concerning phrase. Did someone get tricked into believing there were such a thing as moose mounties, perhaps? I'm very concerned. That is not an animal that we've domesticated. That's all I know. I'm just gonna put sort of a soft brown, like strip of leather style belt on here. I should really look at the reference image as to how this belt like ties together. Hang on. I think I saved it to my desktop. Oh my god, I have so many references open. I'm losing my mind. There it is. Yes, okay, let's just zoom in here. Okay, so this piece goes under, and then it goes like around this piece, which comes down like this. And then there's like one more loop right here. Something like that. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Good enough. I have too many tabs open. Let's see. Counter-argument, people with dog allergies should be accepted from this rule. I suppose so. What if the dog is mean and barks a lot? Dr. Frankenstein enters a bodybuilding competition and severely misunderstands the concept. It was a Canadian idea to use moose as police mounts. Well, we need to domesticate them first. It was an effing bad idea, considering moose are hard to train, more expensive to care for, and smart enough not to approach problematic sounds. Yeah, that's the thing about horses. We've kind of bred the brains out of them. They don't defend themselves. Even a mule will have more sense than a horse. I hear purring summoned by cat. I think that's my neighbor's car's engine. Isn't 'tis but a myth, says Boxy B. That makes more sense. Bold of anyone to assume taming moose is possible. If you ever bother a moose, you'd see the consequences real quick. I've been lied to, says Blade. Oh no! They fooled you! They're moose tricks. I can't believe they fooled you with moose lies. That's the worst kind of lie. Unconscionable. That's a really hard word to say for me. Unconscionable. Okay, I need to get a nice bright picture of a salamander pulled up. Yeah, that'll do. There we go. I don't think he knew either, says Blade. Oh no, it's a trail of lies. If I can find proof, I'll dump it in the Discord. Try to make thinner yarn now, and boy howdy, they weren't lying. This takes a lot more time. Blade has been moose ruled. Moose ruled. Gotta stretch the wool so thin. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab a bunch of yellow here, add a little bit of red into it, and then we're gonna start warming up this mander. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the color I'm talking about. This awesome dream the other night that like I had this like orange kitten and I had to like take care of it and raise it, but I couldn't get a hold of like kitten formula. And then I like went on Google and Google was like, well, if you don't have kitten formula, you can always just go to Starbucks and get some half and half, but it has to be half and half from Starbucks. And the article was just like, yeah, not a lot of people know, but half and half from Starbucks is actually like the perfect replacement for kitten formula. So I just like went into Starbucks and they like saw me. I was just holding this kitten and they were like, oh yeah, you need half and half for the kitten, don't you? And I was like, yeah, I do. And they just gave me like a little bowl of half and half. And I was just feeding this adorable kitten. What a nice dream. In reality, that would not help a kitten to thrive, but in my dream world, anything is possible. She's almost orange enough. Almost. I guess this is like Isabel's office, so this should be like woof, 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 bark, bark. Okay. Yes, every day she grows more orange. Let me catch up here. Apparently they did train Moose to accept a rider, but not to build up a tolerance of loud war sounds. No, don't bus roll me! 18th century Sweden tried to make a moose cavalry, but it backfired. I tried to remember the word cavalry, or I failed to remember the word cavalry. It's a weird word, and it's different from the word cavalry, so that's confusing. You've gotta have a Warren Smander these days. I saw a fox outside my old house once. Ooh, that's cool. There's a small field across the street from it. There was a fox foraging. Stopped walking to look at it, but it noticed and ran despite being 1,000 feet away. Was it a red fox? That would have helped me in explaining the fact. It's done, I think, says Echo. We have foxes that live in the agricultural campus near us, and they will do stuff like trot across our apartment courtyard nonchalantly. The baristas at Starbucks seeing someone walking into the kitten like, another one? I'll get the half and half. That's what it was like. It was just so normal in my dream. Salamander. I missed that I was in a dream, fully completely believed for a minute the Starbucks half and half was kitten formula. No, everyone should to clarify. No, it is not. That was a dream I had. You need kitten formula for kittens. Cow goes moo, the salamander goes salamander. He can never be orange enough. Meow, 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 bark, bark. Has Pi made any more attempts at contacting the new cat? She hasn't, no. Okay, catch you later, Echo. Thank you for hanging out. It's actually not a bus roll. I don't know if I believe you. Almost as orange as Kraft macaroni and cheese. War horse 2, war moose. The Fapsalotl goes, yeah. I wonder what noise salamanders would make if they could make a noise. makes you think, doesn't it? Okay, let's start doing the darker part of the eyeball. Mixing some black with some brown and also some purple. And it's kind of like this. It's like the pupil just kind of extends out towards the edge of the eye. And then the edge of the eye also has like the same color, like rimming it. There we go, like that. Something like that. Meow, 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 meow. It's not a bus roll, huh?
Hey y'all.
Crazy Moose song. Well, one of these people has mouse ears on. That's simply not accurate. This is a bus roll. School bus toilet paper roll craft. That's a real word salad right there. You know, it's in shambles, the clown economy. Can I send another video into you for D? Okay, cool. Sounds good. So true. Similar to the one I sent last night. I forgot about the title change, like so graciously created. A red fox, or entry the foxes live in the foothills, occasionally come through the more natural areas. Turkeys also like to casually roam the neighborhood sometimes. Not sure if any other animals in the area do. I've never seen a coyote outside the hills, for example. Wow, that's really cool. I like seeing wild turkeys. It's very exciting to me. They're so cartoony looking. It's crazy to just see them like walking around. Especially the males. They're like so big and ridiculous looking. It's awesome. Okay, so I think I need to start working on the actual like rendering stuff next. I need more pictures of red salamander. I will never have enough pictures. I'm gonna get a nice picture that kind of shows. So they're really like shiny. Okay, yeah, that's a good picture of their coloration in the sun. They have mouse ears on? Unacceptable. That's my people, my heritage, not a costume. I'll always humor you, Blade. Turkeys and to a lesser extent chickens generally look cartoony to me. Their heads have no right to be that small. They really do have little heads. God bless them. Okay, so let's get this nice bright red here, and we're gonna grab a little bit of purple to offset how intense it is, and then the areas that are in shadow on the body can be used to add some contrast to the areas that are not in shadow. Just gonna be focused for a couple minutes trying to get this shading right. like this song very much. Okay, I want to start working on the face. Should have sort of a darker rim around the middle. Like under her chin here. She's starting to come together, starting to get a little bit of pulp. Okay, let me catch up here. Is it just me, or is this sound louder than the rest? The song? The turkeys are surprisingly calm around humans. They don't even react if we walk by them. They don't react too much to the cars. Forgot about my Animal Crossing New Horizons check-in. I want to grab a picture of my cafe. Make sure you grab your neg today, too. I already got mine. I did, thankfully. I think it was just that song, because the music volume is fine now. That's funny, I wonder what caused that. Neg Neopets as opposed to neg derogatory. I got the time travel one. Before that, I got a really cool one that looked like a glitchy mess. I've seen people have to stop their cars because a flock of turkeys randomly decided to cross the street in front of them. That's crazy how human accustomed the turkeys are here. One orange brain cell and it's occupied by mushroom. Same. It's funny. I love this song, says Bitsboy. This is like the shop closing song, right? At the end of the day. It's very nice. It reminds me a bit of like, I don't know how to put it. It's almost like the music in Pixar's Up, or like the end of what's it called? I think the end of Monsters, Inc. has a very similar sort of musical motif to it that this always reminds me of. It's very nice. Very sleepy sounding. Starting to come together. Vap, witness me. So Pixar-y. Oh, that was a good stretch. Oh, okay. Whew, crunchy. That felt really good though. Crunchy, positive. Start getting the little like outlines on here. Using again a mixture of purple and red so that it doesn't stand out too much against the natural look of the body. I'm gonna start articulating parts of her, like the end of her fingers. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Do, 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 do. Trying to have like a very subtle hand with this because I don't want it to look like I did a bunch of line art. I just want to use it to like emphasize the border of the character a little bit. I'm still kind of learning how to do this like new style. It's a little bit more sophisticated than the way that I used to paint. Like super annoying that I'm always like humming and whistling and making noises on this stream. It's just a habit of mine. I do it if I'm alone too, but especially if I'm alone and painting something, I'm like non-stop making noises. I just really like to make noises. Now, I guess if it was super annoying to people, those people probably just wouldn't come to the stream very often, so it kind of sorts itself out, I guess. I'm an acquired taste. Boop, boop, boop. This song is so good. They really made a lot out of this song, despite it being so short and simple, which I really appreciate. Just this like very simple back and forth. Okay, let me catch up here. Japanese stores also have closing songs. Do they? That's so sweet. They should play really stressful closing songs in the US. Like if you're at Target too late, it just starts playing like, what's that one song? That like radio, or that, is it a Nirvana song? Creep? Is that Radiohead? Oh, I'm mixing it all up. Kiwi redeemed ooh big stretch, and I am in fact stretching. Oh, that's better. Kiwi beat me to it. You're in fellow noisemaker company, says Toby, thank God. Apparently it's a thing in Japan for stores to play Old Lane Sign the last 15 minutes of being up. Really? Probably definitely what the implementation of that track was inspired by. That is so funny. For the record, Vap's not speaking herself. She sings to the ear vents all the time to let me know the french fries are ready. Be weird if you weren't making noises. Toby noises are a running joke with one of my Discord friend groups because they happen when we're hanging out so often. Yeah, I guess if the alternative stumbles is just me being silent, I agree. Yeah, it's Radiohead, okay. They should play Take On Me as a closing song to indicate the employees are legally allowed to fight you. More yarn, new bits at the top thing you need at the end of it. Nice! Look at that! That is yarn. I can identify it as yarn. If it would get people out of the store faster, I would have loved stressful closing music when I worked there. Yeah, I basically very, very rarely did a closing shift at Starbucks. I was willing to do opens, so more often they would have me in to do an open, which is a very bad thing to do. So more often I was just dealing with the kinds of strange people who show up at Starbucks at 4 a.m. But I think the late night crowd is also pretty odd there, if memory serves. See, that's how you know I've been listening to too much Sherlock lately. I'm starting to say things like, if memory serves. I said something else stupid earlier today, too. I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, I was talking with Whimsicott about how I've been staying up really late lately playing Baldur's Gate, and I wanted to make sure I wasn't annoying him with the noise of the computer. But instead of saying that, I said I've been keeping odd hours lately. It's like, well, I mean, I guess everyone knows what I mean when I say that, but that's not a very modern American English way to put that. God. It's one of those phrases that just sounds better in an English accent. So it's a little stupid when I say it in my California twang. I used to work would sometimes play It's Closing Time when closing. That's cute. It'll be even more yarny yarn after this Sunday. More yarn per yarn. We're learning how to combine strands of the stuff into double ply, which looks more like how you get yarn in the store. Oh, like when it's all twisted together? Keeping odd hours is cute. Just blame it on being an English major. Sleep deprivation can do that to you. Whenever I finish watching episodes of Bluey, my already Australian sounding accent gets more severe and I use Aussie lingo. I love listening to clips from Bluey. It's so pleasant. Little kid Australian accent is the cutest ever. It's killing me. I've never actually watched Bluey, but the clips are so cute. Tarantula in Animal Crossing must have fallen into the water. That's what it wants you to think. Why do I still have the rules turned on for Nightbot? Watson has a way of expressing surprise that definitely caught me off guard at first. He always goes, "My dear Holmes," or "Whatever can you mean?" It's very funny. Those rules seem off for an art stream. I love Watson. He's such a loyal simpleton. Well, he's not a simpleton, but compared to Holmes, I suppose he's a simpleton. He's just so sweet. He's so sweet and so forgiving. Holmes is such a dick. And Watson's just like, "Oh, really, Holmes?" It's so hard to see what the nose holes look like on these guys because they're covered in spots. So, like, do they even have nose holes? Well, they must have nose holes. Surely. I'm looking at, like, super close-up pictures, though. It's really hard to see. I guess I'll just kind of... something like that, I think. She has a nose with which to breathe. Vap, whatever do you mean, says Boulder. Simpleton. I thought you turned off the rules a week ago. Yeah, I should have, shouldn't I? One of my teen summer jobs was working at an Irish bar and grill. Normally I kept getting asked if I was Irish because I picked up the Midwest accent from binging the Fargo TV show. That's awesome. Oh, whatever could that be? By Jove, the indecipherable. Cue upset Victorian child noises. Holmes's favorite, or not Holmes, Watson's favorite thing to say is, "Oh, well, it is very dark to me," when he doesn't understand something. "I'm drowning in flowers." Toby says, "I feel you. I just finished reading Wave Walker, an auto-bio novel by a British lady who had a very cursed sailboat-centered childhood. I keep catching myself using lingo from that." Do you mind if I send you a couple of videos in Discord about Sherlock I think you might enjoy? Oh, please, send them to me. I probably will wait to watch them until I have finished reading it, because I don't want to get spoiled on anything. I know, not wanting Sherlock spoilers like 200 years after those books came out is a little ridiculous, but better late than never. But yes, please send it my way. One has to get into these things someday, so... yeah, so it's starting to come together bit by bit. I'm gonna do like some stitching on her apron. Use my little tiny brush. I want everything to have like a handmade feeling in this. Not exactly rough, but definitely handmade. Sorry about all the rattling of my palette. I have it like rested on the edge of the desk right now, and it's not exactly in a stable position because this piece of paper I'm using is very large. There we go. A little bit of stitching on there. That looks nice. And then I'll just soften it up in a couple spots where it's a little too severe. Make sure I'm really done with the rendering on her before I start adding the spots, because once I start adding the spots I can't really go back in and like render the scales and stuff behind them, so I just want to make sure I get this right. Or not the scales, the skin. She doesn't have scales. Don't be ridiculous. That's the difference between amphibians and reptiles, right? I don't know any amphibians that have like scales. They're just squishy. Just squishy guys. I don't know if that's true, but that would be a really helpful way to remember it if it were true. Some real like TikTok level science facts. I don't know if it's true, but I sure would like it to be to help me remember. Yes, it's starting to look nice. I'm pleased with this. Sally is one of my favorite characters from this project, so I wanted to do her justice here. Let's see. Wow, Automod really didn't like whatever you said. It's an interesting channel for other videos. It's Tail Foundry. By Jove, spoilers! What scoundrel would do such a thing? Automod, please! To naughty jail with you. I've only ever heard of rendered in digital context. Hearing of traditional art is bizarre to me. I don't even know if I'm using that correctly. I just use it to mean like... Wow, this song is really loud. 1 second. I use it to mean just like beyond shading, like really like finishing the surface of it. like adding texture, adding depth, adding highlights. I don't know if that's the correct usage, but that's one of the big things. Amphibians have semi-permeable squishy skin. Reptiles have scales. Wow, I'm learning. I didn't know salamanders didn't have scales. Amphibians also have semi-permeable eggs that have to stay in the water. Aha! And reptiles have leathery eggs. I remember everything from that Ocean Day stage show. Reptiles look like they have zero brain activity. Amphibians look like they have all the brain activity all the time. That makes sense. I always miscategorize them as reptiles in my heads. Look at all this flower growth. Not yogurt, flowers. Whoa, that is a lot of flowers. What's her name, says Boulder? Her name is Sally. Salamander. That yogurt looks great on. I think that's correct usage for it. I use it to mean all those things that I said so that I don't have to say all those things, because it's kind of a mouthful. Boo, says Boulder. Sometimes I have to like save images to my desktop and then like color drop them in Photoshop to make sure that I'm getting the right color, that my brain isn't like tricking me into seeing the wrong color. And I'm doing that right now, so hold the phone for a second. Okay, just gonna paste that in. Zoom in a little bit on it, and then so the scales, or not the scales, excuse me, the semi-permeable skin, as we have gone over, is pretty much black or like a dark brown. That looks great. And then the part that is in the light is like almost like a blue color. That's very helpful. I'm leveling up as an artist. I'm using my brain. Using my brain in ways that have never been conceptualized before. This is crazy. Okay. So I'm gonna start by mixing up a nice spot of like a velvety brownish black. Yeah, something like that. Add a little blue to it. Got it a little bit too warm in tone. Yeah, there we are. That looks good. Water it down a little bit. And then I'm gonna test it in like a less important area. I'll test it like down here. Yeah, that looks good. Whoops, I think my playlist ended. Hang on a second. Please, I need more brain melting music. My brain is feeling so intact right now. Give me the music, please. Okay. So a lot of their spots are like round, but then they sort of combine with other spots to almost create like an like a 8 shape, like the infinity sign. I don't know what to call that shape. So I'll make sure I do a couple of those to give it a natural look. They're not like perfect round Dalmatian type spots. she's starting to look so good. Sally, oh my god. Okay, so then the spots are bigger on the back and they get smaller the farther away they get from like the spine. They're a little random on the legs. Just kind of wherever they want to be on the legs, which is funny. And they do go all the way down the tail, but they get very small and freckly towards the tip of the tail. Back, she would definitely have some big ones that you can see behind the apron. Okay, so that's a good start on all the like normal dark ones. That are like shiny on her skin. I want them to be more of a blue color. More blue than that. Make it bluer. Alola! Let's go! Watercolor like pools a little bit and ends up drying over dark. That's what the paper towel is for. Spots can easily make a design look too busy, so you just have to be conscientious how you use them. Is the stream dying? What's going on? Oh, it's back? Okay. Huh. I don't know what happened. Let me catch up. Fap leveled up. Fap learned Aurora Beam. Boulder, why so hostile? Did you not get the sand I got you as a gift? It's gonna take a really long time to make it. No brain melting music from you. I miss this era of Nintendo music. They're like little freckles. The DSi shop music brings me extreme nostalgia. Yeah, no, everyone was struggling with the stream for a minute, it looks like. Sorry about that. There was a Windows alert sound too. Well, that was my fault. That was because I was clicking on stuff in Photoshop. I was about to send a one bitch here to see if it would get her attention. Came by the earbuds to do tech support. You're welcome. What is this vegan Ascaride on? Thank you for redeeming Hydrate. Water for the slimy creature. We're from a 20-second delay to less than a 1-second delay, according to FFC, so I guess it's all back to normal now. That is very weird. I do not know what would have caused that. I suppose it's possible one of my roommates started downloading something and then was like, uh-oh, I'm not supposed to do that during the stream. I gotta get her little eyebrows on here. She's got those, like, reality-defying cartoon eyebrows that live up above her eyes. You know how it is. There's the pupils. Yes, it's starting to come together very nicely. I'm pleased with this. I left my whiting pen just with the cap off of it. I'm sure that was good for it. Eat my Sean's. Eat Sean's Gamer. The Plaza music, the theme song of Beb's Empty Mind Palace. It really is, though. I love this song. It really is the theme of my mind palace. I feel so seen. I feel so known. Like the Amazon reference pictures for how to shade this apron. Because they are selling this quote-unquote medieval apron on Amazon. That's how you know it's authentic. So there's got to be a shadow under her arm, naturally. There would be a shadow underneath the belt. Probably underneath the pocket, too. Shading around the knee here. It doesn't need to be quite so precise. Yeah, like so. Yeah, that's nice. Starting to look good. System music back when Nintendo consoles had that. Oh, I wish the Switch had a little tune. That would be nice. They should make it have a little tune just for me. And they should do what are those things called? Those like custom lock screen. What was it called? The themes that the I'm really tripping out right now. The DS. The DS had those really cute little themes you could buy for your like home screen. And they just don't have that for the Switch, and it's sad, because I would pay money for that. But they hate me, obviously. Okay, let's start to do a little bit of white ink pen details here. I think that will help bring this to life. And then I'm going to wrap up pretty soon. Do some more rendering for this off screen, but I'm pretty happy with it for the time being. There's her little eye shine. This is cute. Her skin is in the light basically is going to have white reflection shines on it. So it's gonna go like down the side of her body like that. I'm just gonna kind of mark it out first before I do it. On the arm. Of course, around the tail like so. shines are almost like, they kind of have these like stripes down their bodies. Like, they kind of catch the light a little bit like that. Arms though. Their arms don't have that like stripy quality. Their arms are just kind of a straight up shiny, but their bodies are like segmented a little bit. Something like that. I don't want to do this. I feel like the segments I'm talking about should actually be indicated in the coloration here, not just in the shining. They have like wrinkle lines on their bodies. Yeah, like that. That'll help give the character a little bit of a more 3D feeling too, which is good. Should definitely be on the tummy too. There we are. And on the neck. I feel like you can barely see this. I need to add a little more pigment to my brush. Yeah, there we go. Something like that. Some nice relaxing music for my rendering. Panic, panic. Yeah. Yeah. This left leg actually needs a little TLC now that I'm looking at it more closely. I think it needs more color. Like down here should be much darker than it is. I guess a little bit here too. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Yeah. Cool. I overdid a little bit of the white on this part of her neck, so I'm just going to use some since it's still pretty water soluble. There we are. Yeah, she's pretty close to being done. I think I'm gonna finish the rest of it off stream, but overall I'm pretty happy with this. Let me catch up here. Vegan karate. The crunch I just got from my back, says Toby. Spinning hard really makes you stiffen up backwise. God, I believe it. Themes, they technically exist in the Switch, the light and dark. They literally have a themes menu for a grand total of 2 options. A raid? Perhaps. Eye shines add so much life to eyes, it's like magic. Isn't it crazy? All of a sudden your brain's like, oh, that's alive. There's light and dark inverted, there's 3 options. The evolutions are a great example. They look really weird without the eye shine. They look very alien. Rename her to Carrot. I slumber. Good night, Bab and Babchai and Boulder Up. Gifted the gift of sand too. Good night, Blade Bab. Thank you for hanging out. Comic Bab doesn't look weird without the eye shine, because it's debatable if there's any brain activity behind those eyes sometimes. It's the new closing store music for department stores in the States. Raid tonight? Vegan Karada and can't remember this song. Yes, this is Dragon Roost Island indeed. Let me just hop on over to Twitch and see who is live right now. Looks like Senti is live. Sonic Mega is live. Jabroni Mike is live. What is this person streaming? Hang on, I'm gonna be nosy for a minute and go see what different people are streaming. It said that person was live, but they aren't, so I guess I'm glad I went and checked that out. Looks like Senti is streaming some artwork right now. Aw, Senti's drawing like an adorable little bat. Let's read Senti. I want to see an adorable little bat. Raid message is, gosh, what should the raid message be? I don't know. You Sean's gamers, no! They'll think it's rude. Salamander time, I suppose. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Don't forget to stay soggy and eat Sean's gamers. I'll see you guys on Friday for more Wander Song, and that is it. Have a fabulous evening. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow.